Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back doing a Swiss draft and Magic Origins, of course. Open Nissa, who I have not played with yet. Pretty happily taking that. She's worth just a metric ton of tickets, which is nice. Other good cards in this pack, of course, the Starfish. Shout out to my boy, Sigiled Starfish. Fiery Impulse, Fetid Imp, also good. I would take Impulse over Imp, though, I think. Imp's very good, by the way, but it's actually harder to leave up a black mana than you might think sometimes. And Impulse is just can be so debilitating if you've got a cripplingly, blazingly fast deck, or if you have a control deck. Both, I mean, everywhere. Impulse is good in this format, but gotta take the Nissa, right? I want a player, too. And it helps that we're just past a ton of good green cards. Actually, it kind of sucks because both of these green cards are so good that I feel like somebody's going to want to go in green because of them. You need how many? If you control 7 or more lands, you exile her, bring her back. Then her +1, reveal top card of your library if it's land, put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, so it's like draw a card or ramp. Get a 4/4 elemental. That's a legend. So you can only have one. And then untap up to 6 lands and get a bunch of... Yeah, she's good. Those are some good options. I feel as though the Undercity Troll is the correct one. I do love Valerian Wardens, though. This card has been very good for me, but it's tough to deny a 2-mana 2/2 Renown with extra ability. As if 2-mana 2/2 Renown wasn't enough, give it Regenerate 2. So it can safely attack in. I think we gotta take that. That was close, though. Okay. Staying on color, probably just want the Leaf Gilder. There's a Crowan Sergeant, but Leaf Gilder's great. I've been very happy with Leaf Gilder overall. Ramping. And this lets us stay in green for a while. And once we start seeing what colors are wheeling, we get a much better idea of what other color is open. Plus, cutting green does double duty because it takes away the green cards from the packs, which means the people we're passing to just don't even have the option to go into green. So they become unmotivated to go into green, therefore more green cards for us later. So it really does make a lot of sense to take Leaf Gilder there. Jeez, past an Undercity Troll? Merry Christmas. I will take it. Force Mage is actually great for our deck now. This card has been, like Titanic Growth and Might of the Masses, total overperformer coming from previous formats where they were not abysmal, but certainly never exciting. But now they're actually just good, in my opinion. Titanic Growth and Might, I would say, being better than Force Mage, but Force Mage has been very good in this format. It just turns out in a renowned format, Force Mage is a really powerful effect. But let's take Troll number 2. Pretty happily. Ooh. I mean, yeah, there's an Evolving Wilds. I'm going to take Foundry of the Councils. I love this card. And yes, there's a Vastwood Gorger, but I just love taking Foundry of the Councils because it's an excellent card, first and foremost. It doesn't take up a slot in your deck, which I think is very important. And it rewards you for Flood. So I love it. Taking it. We're off to a great start. Okay, so now we're on to cards. You know how I feel about blue. I love Separatist Void Mage. I think I'm going to take it here. It works. It's another one of those cards that works excellent with and against Renown. Obviously, it works well with Renown because you have a Renown creature, you play Void Mage, bounce their blocker, but works well against Renown too because you can bounce their Topin Freeblade. They don't have a 3/3 Vigilance anymore. They replay it and magically you have a blocker now for their Freeblade. So it really is an excellent card in this format, and I think actually better than Fetid Imp, I'll say it, even though it costs 2 more mana. There's Blazing Hellhound in here too, but we'll take Void Mage. If blue's open, good for us. If not, so be it. Empath seems like the best card. Turn to Frog, you know, I think the card's fine, and this actually, right now, I guess actually looks like a deck where I could play it, especially since green green-blue kind of lacks in, you know, removal cards in general. But Empath is just such a phenomenal card that I want to take it over the Turn of Frog, over the Messenger, and over the Rune Servitor, even though I like Rune Servitor a lot in this format too. Okay, I think we actually have to take an unexciting pick here, believe it or not. There is Send to Sleep, but it seems pretty unlikely that we would get Spell Mastery, considering we currently have 0 other spells. I'll probably just take the Goldforge Sentinel, but not like terribly exciting. Especially since we're in green, we'll probably find better creatures, but there's nothing else in here I care about. Otherwise, I'm like hating an Act of Treason, or maybe taking it, but I think we just take Goldforge Sentinel. All right, I love Might of the Masses. Pretty happy to see it this late. I think it's a great card. It's been, like I said, really overperforming in this format. Guardian Automaton is just fine and playable, but I think Might is much better for us. And it cuts green. Continuing to cut green should be our priority. Tabled Subterranean Scout. I don't think that necessarily means red's open. I could just take it. Let me think about this one, actually. May cast an instant or sorcery. You know, I might actually just take this for a sideboard option. It seems like a card against, you know, like a blue-black deck or a deck that's got a lot of burn. I mean, you can miss with it, too. It's more of like a speculative, try it out. It's more of like I want to try it out and see how it would function against certain decks, because I think there are decks where it could do something. So far, we're off to a phenomenal start. I very much like these 8 cards we have. 9 cards we have, including the Foundry, so... the weakest card in our deck currently is Goldforge Sentinel, which is a good sign. I guess arguably you could say Might of the Masses, but I am not in the camp that Might of the Masses is a mediocre card. I think I'd take Alchemist Vial here. It actually, you know, I've been underrating this card for a while. There's nothing else in here I care about. I think it's unlikely we get Epiphany active. This is a tough card to play, but Alchemist Vial, I mean, that helps make Epiphany playable, but Vial actually works great on turn 3 after your follow-up play after an Undercity Troll. And like I said, I've been kind of underrating Alchemist Vial, so I want to give it a fair shake. I mean, there's still a very good chance that we don't even end up playing it, you know. This format's been pretty good about you ending up with enough playables, but none of these cards matter, I don't think. So maybe I'll just take the Lizard, because there's just some late red coming. All right. Could be that I'm supposed to be in red. I'm okay with that, switching into green-red. We currently only have a Separatist Void Mage in blue, so actually I have no problems swapping into green-red. I feel like that's actually an archetype I haven't done much of at all. Regardless, I mean, we're focused on green right now anyway. I just wanted blue because I thought the Void Mage came late, but that's no problem. I could take second Leaf Gilder here. Actually, with a third to last pick, Cobble Brute. Maybe I just want the... Actually, I could take Seismic Elemental here. I may have just gotten the information I needed that red is open. Leaf Gilder is very good. This deck currently is not nuts with Leaf Gilder. Whereas Seismic Elemental is just like one of the best finishers in the format, probably. Yeah, I guess we go Elemental here. Hope to table Leaf Gilder or Timber Pack. We'll see. Dwynen. Well, we currently have Leaf Gilder and Llanowar Empath. I think we could find some more. And it turns out a 4-mana 3/4 Reach is also good. And it attacks and gains... Yeah, there's enough abilities on this little bad boy where I'll take it. There's a Sigiled Starfish in here, as well as Aspiring Aeronaut, and another Leaf Gilder, and an Orchard Spirit. But we'll take the rare. I haven't gotten a chance to play much of her. And we're in green, so we're going to see some more elves, I imagine. So we'll take her. Well, there are some good blue cards in here. I can just take the Disciple. Disciple's very good. I've been very happy with Disciple overall. Who knows, maybe we build mono green beats. Otherwise, I take like Clash of Wills Watercourser, which arguably I wouldn't even say are that much better than Disciple. Like I think the safest pick is just Disciple. It's a very playable card. Like I said, it's very good. We know we're in green. I've been very happy with Disciple every time I've played it. There's never been a time where I've cut it. It stops up armies. It requires removal. It attacks well. Obviously defends well. I think we just take Disciple here. Another down to the Telepath. Well, it's interesting. I'm fine taking a second Might. I don't have a problem with that. We're going to want some more creatures, but there's nothing else in here I really care about. Cobble Brute, we already have one. The blue cards aren't incredible. Yeah, I think we go Might. Let's just continue cutting green. Maybe one of these days I'll make a monocolor deck. All right, Mauler seems correct. I think it's better than Gorger because it's cheaper and Renown's awesome. Bonic Construct, fine. Works well with our Might of the Masses, but Mauler just seems like the correct pick for sure. All right, well, now I really didn't get much in the red department here either, or we did actually see some blue this direction. So it could be pack one, either not a lot of blue was open or someone was slamming blue. Pack two, it could be we're getting past all the blue and passing it to the person to our left, and the person to our right are taking all of the red. And then so pack three, it could stand a reason that we would see more red, but the beauty is we're, this far in pack two and we still have like whatever direction we want to go. I think I want Watercourser here. There's no good red card, and Animus Awakening is just not exciting. And Watercourser's always been good for me, so I'll take it. It fits our curve very well. Okay, I can take Claustrophobia. Puts us deeper blue, I guess, but there's no green card I care about. And a second Watercourser is fine, but I don't need it. And that's a pretty late hunger, but we're not going to go into black now. Claustrophobia is a very good card. I don't really like the Scrapskin Drake in general. I don't think this deck's an exception. I'll take the Aerial Volley. It's actually a pretty nice sideboard option against the flyer decks. I haven't tried Displacement Wave. This seems like a great opportunity to pick it up and maybe try it. We have Enter the Battlefield effects, but it's actually not that good for us, I guess. I guess it's good if you have a bunch of 4-drops and you play it for like 5 mana, return all 3 or less. I think it's a tough card to play, to be honest, but I'll take it. I'll consider it. Vial number 2, not very exciting, but nor is any other card in here. None of these cards in red I would really be all that excited to play anyway. And it's like Vial is it's a cantrip, so don't have any issues there. All right, whatever. I guess I'll take a blue card maybe. Take the green card. Not playing either of these. We'll let someone have a Dark Dabbling. We're not going in black. Okay. We're in a good place. I think it's pretty likely we're green-blue, which is an archetype that's worked very well for me. Outland Colossus? Jeez, all the good green rares. Right? Wait, or do we only have one other? Nope, Nissa, Dwynen, and now Outland Colossus. Wow. Maybe we do make mono green beats. I don't think so. I think we're very likely in blue, even though this is the direction where red was flowing and blue is getting cut. I still think we're likely in blue now. Jeez. Someone just opens all of the most nuts red cards. To be honest, I kind of want Visionary. I can go down the path where I just cut 4 blue cards and take Chandra's Ignition because it's strong, but I honestly would rather just take a Visionary here. It's one of my favorite 2-drops. It works amazingly well with Might of the Masses. It works well with Dwayne. And it cantrips, it's cheap. I think I'm taking Visionary here. I'm gonna stick with blue even though it feels like it's getting cut. I think likely we don't main deck the Displacement Wave. We don't go down the Elemental path. Void Mage, Claustrophobia, and Water Courser are still excellent blue cards. Although Water Courser does get worse when you're just doing splash blue. Okay. Disperse versus Second Empath. I think I actually want Second Empath here. I love the card in general. And I could take Disperse and hope to table Empath. I mean, just having one Disperse is very nice, but we have double Vial. It functions similarly to what we want Disperse to do. Not identical, obviously, but you don't get to draw off Disperse. I think I'd take Empath here. All right, I actually think Force Mage is pretty excellent. There's a Fiery Impulse as well. And yes, we could have gone down a red path, but I kind of like focusing on our green, to be honest. I mean, all of these green cards we're getting are excellent. Some good red cards. Guess I don't really need a second Aerial Volley. Sergeant's probably the best. I can actually pretty comfortably take Hydrolash here. Certainly don't need a third Alchemist Vial, I don't think. Hydrolash is pretty good. Bounding Krasis. Well, Bounding Krasis is amazing in green-blue. It's like one of the best cards to get in the deck, to be honest. But this is a deck that doesn't I mean, it always is going to be good. There's never a time where when you're in green-blue, Bounding Krasis is bad. But it does get better when you have like the Clash of Wills and stuff. So I kind of wish, I guess I'd pick that up maybe, but it's not even a big deal. Our deck is still very powerful. All right, I'm going to just hate Sergeants this direction. Ringward now. Double blue for it seems bad, especially since I only have 6 ways to buff it. I guess I should have gone into red there. I kind of knew that was going to happen, but it's not like my green and blue are still really good. But I guess double Sergeant, Seismic Elemental, and Chandra's Ignition probably would have been better, yes. Cobble Brute, maybe. Double Fairy Miscreant. Actually, no, 2 of them is not good enough. 2 of them I don't think is good enough. Brawler's Blade actually seems like a reasonable option. Like, maybe I play a Brawler's Blade over one of my vials. It does take a lot of mana, though. We are removal light. We have Claustrophobia, Separatist Void Mage, double Might of the Masses, though, which is pretty good. Negate for sideboard seems fine. Maritime Guard. I mean, I don't have any. I guess I'll take it. Okay, so I guess if I could go back, I would take the Ignition over the Visionary, I guess. And then I'd be able to play, I guess I cut, well, I would have been able to take like a Fiery Impulse. I could have made a slightly better, I think slightly better green-red. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of comments that are like, dude, you should have gone red, man. But I think that's fine. We look still pretty good like this. I'm debating cutting one of my vials. Just because in multiples it seems like... Although I haven't played with it much, so it's tough to gauge. But do I want Displacement Wave? Problem is it bounces Nissa, which I don't love. Could take the Brawler's Plate and play it over a vial. Give her a go. I do have a lot of creatures in here. It's a little bit... It's a little clunky, but it's good. Double vial is just not that exciting. Even though it works well with the Undercity Troll. We still have Mighty the Masses, Alchemist Vial, Yiva's Force Mage. Even Bounding Crisis works with Undercity Troll. Tap down your blocker, get in. Claustrophobia. Hydrolash is just a defensive card, but it can do some blowout moves for sure. Definitely throws off some combat math if they're going for lethal swing. And if your opponent sees it game one with a lethal swing that costs them, they definitely get cautious the second time around. I'm pretty tempted to just take Brawler's Plate and maybe try, play it here. Keep in mind we also have Foundry of the Consuls, which is great with our double Might of the Masses and also would be good with Brawler's Plate. Yeah, I mean, I like this deck a lot. This deck looks really good. I don't know how I feel about Displacement Wave. I guess if I play against like the all 2-drop deck, I could see Displacement Wave being good. But like I said, it's not even that good for us. I guess it lets me bounce a Claustrophobia too to replay. And I do have some fatties, so I can play it for 6 mana, keep my Outland Colossus 12/12 and maybe get in. That is a potential line. But how much do I like Vial? I actually don't know how much I like Vial. I feel like it's pretty good in this deck. Like I said, it works well with the Undercity Troll. Turn 2 Troll, turn 3 Vial. Your guy can't block, get in. Is pretty nice. And you get to cantrip. So it's like a free Renown almost. I kind of like it. I want to try it out. All right. Obviously, mostly green, but we don't have a ton of double green. We have 2 double green spells, which means I do want an adequate amount of blue. I probably want, I'm thinking 7 blue, although, no, no, I guess 7 blue is correct. So let's go 9, 7 in Foundry and run it like this. Looks very good. And yes, there's going to be the commenter saying I should have gone red. That's okay. I respect your opinion. Take a deep breath. Accept the deck for what it is. It still looks very good. And yeah, we ended up with just tons of good green rares. I actually think Dwynen's very good in this deck. Visionary, Leaf Gilder, Force Mage, Double Empath. It's not a ridiculous amount of elves, but enough where she's going to be good. And even if you didn't have elves, a 4-mana 3/4 reach that attacks and gains you a life, pretty good. All right. I think the main cards we're trying out this draft that I'm excited about are Alchemist Vial and Brawler's Plate. I think these 2 cards could potentially be good. I think Goldfort Sentinel is a tad unexciting, as is Ring Warden Owl with only 6 cards that actually pump it, but that's all right. All right, so we'll run it like this, and we'll see you round 1.